Are you 55 and older and want to take control of your future? Whether you're retired, recently laid off, or just looking for a fresh start, well, if so, this video is for you because I have 5 smart, low-cost ideas just for you. So, 5 entrepreneurial ideas for older workers, mature workers like me and you. So let's go. All right. The first one is use the skills you have already, meaning look at becoming a consultant. Whether you've worked in HR, finance, education, to IT, whatever, there's a possibility that you can become a consultant, that companies will pay you for your expertise and your knowledge and your skill set. Well, I guess expertise and skill set's the same thing, all right? You can set your own hours, you can choose your clients, and best part, you get paid for what you know. Now, you're going to have to set up a LinkedIn. LinkedIn is critical. Make sure it's professional. You want to get testimonials. You want to get reviews on there. You want to get a really top-notch profile. And there are people who can help you put together, if that's a little bit of a challenge for you, you can go to Fiverr, Fiverr, and there are individuals, freelancers, who will help you, not just Fiverr, but that's one suggestion. I use Fiverr all the time for freelancers. And in this instance, a freelancer could help you put together a really top-notch professional profile if you're looking to become a consultant, because prospective clients or companies will look for you to be on LinkedIn and want to get a little bit of insight on you as well. And so, speaking of that, social media is huge. So make sure if you're looking to do anything professional, especially in the world of business, make sure that your social media is professional. Don't have anything on there like the day at the beach, or here I was in Jamaica, and here I was in Vegas, and what stays in what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. No, you don't want those. You don't want that to show up on social media. So you want to do your best and make sure that your presence online is professional. All right, freelance writing. Are you good at writing? I have a sister who, every time I didn't know this about her, but since she's gotten older, when I get greeting cards from her, I always tell her I'm jealous because I don't know how to write the way you write. And she's not using AI or anything because she's scared of the computer. But this is wording and all of that she's able to compose on her own. Really good writing skills. So if you have a love for writing, you can look at actually starting a freelance writing company. Writing or editing, and if you're good at proofreading, now make sure you're good at proofreading. I remember I had a woman do some proofreading for me, and I was like, somebody else looked at it and said, now you said this was Sean was proofreading this for you? Yes, but you can look at maybe starting a blog or working for nonprofits, writing. I'm always looking online at articles that individuals wrote as a freelancer, because I always look at the end, the little bio, and those are writers. So if you're interested, if you're a writer, not just interested, but a good writer, that may be something you want to look into. And anything that I'm mentioning now, you can go a little bit deeper and get more insight. There's lots of information on YouTube. People have written about everything under the sun, and it's all free. So if you want to follow up on any business ideas that I'm suggesting. Okay, so you may want to think about, based on your experience and your passion and, just what you're good at, you may think about developing an online course or workshops. Now, if you're interested in doing that, then there are various websites that will allow you, well, they're set up, not allow you, but they're set up for you to actually teach your workshop or your course online. Now, you have to come correct. You got to really have it really what they call tight, because they will give you a guideline in terms of how to put it together. But more importantly, individuals who sign up and pay for your courses or your workshop will rate you, and you don't want to get a bad review. You get a bad review and everything's going to start going downhill, because prospective individuals who are looking to possibly take your course, they see a review that says, well, it was really out of date, or the sound quality was really poor, or I don't think it was worth, my whatever they paid, then, that's not going to be good for you. So you have to make sure that you're going to give it 100 plus in terms of putting together a high-powered workshop profile. And then again, you can take, before you put it together, you can take a course on how to do that, So when you do make the effort, it's great, it's good, and you get your ratings, your good ratings, and your reviews and all of that. Okay, we're moving right along to great ideas for older workers, and that is senior help. So you can possibly help seniors with running errands, companionship, maybe a little bit of, what is it? Sometimes individuals, are disabled and they need help in the home, or they need help with, their living skills, just life. What is it? Just living, basic life coaching, supporting them with their day-to-day activities. These are maybe individuals who are disabled, maybe seniors. I'm not talking about home care where you're doing personalized, bathroom and all of that. Now, if that's your thing, that's fine too. But I've actually done some of that in terms of working with disabled individual. One more recently, I was just providing emotional support. We would go to Starbucks and sit up and drink coffee and be there for him for a few hours. And if he needed anything, if he went to the store and needed me to, help him out at the store or whatever, then I would do that. I remember one day I helped him with his laundry. I mean, he handled all his laundry items, but, was just helping him with the basket or whatever else. So there are opportunities like that, if you're interested. And those are relatively low key. Because personally, I've retired, but I'm not looking to do any heavy lifting on a job, 90 hours a week and, this whole big, huge learning curve. And, like I'm 20 years old, because I'm not. But I do enjoy working. It's nice to have that little bit of extra, in your bank account at the end of the 2 weeks or month or whatever it is, whenever you get paid, So you can consider jobs like that. So that is actually helping adults. We're not talking about children, but you never know. You might want to be a nanny. I have grandchildren, and that's nanny enough for me. I love them, and I live very close, right up the street from my grandchildren, my other grandsons, and granddaughter lives, and I live in Southern California, and they don't live very far from me. So I'm not going to be the nanny, but you might be interested in being a nanny or providing, some child care or whatever, so that might be a consideration for you. So you can start that type of business. And this is a business that you would be doing, you would be a freelancer. And some employers, if you work for older adults, might want to do a W-2. I'm not that crazy about a W-2. I'd rather do freelancing. But if the work is not, like I say, heavy lifting, then, I'll go ahead and do the W-2. And like I said, you might run errands or be companion. That's what I was doing with this young man. I was just basically helping him out. Like I said, if he needed anything, and it was more or less a companion than anything. And I enjoyed that immensely. He and I got along like peanut butter and jelly, I'd like to say. And I really love that. I really love the work that I was doing with him. Another number 5 for a business that you can develop for yourself is: are you crafty? Do you make items? Are you good with your hands? Well, if so, you may be able to do some arts and crafts fairs or go online and sell your items on Etsy and various websites where you can, I think, even on Amazon, I think I just learned that recently. I haven't really checked it out that you can sell handmade craft items. I didn't know that on Amazon. Another on number 5, another aspect of number 5 is you can sell vintage items. Now, I've done a lot of things. I've been engaged in a lot of activities. I have a lot of interest. I'm a serial entrepreneur. But what I want to say is I used to go to estate sales and garage sales. I was a junkie, so to speak. I guess that's a good positive way to be a junkie. And I would purchase items. I would go to these estate sales. I signed up for them, and I would get the listing online. I would get the calendars online and find out when there was going to be estate sales. And I would go to the estate sale and, take my time and look around for items that I could resell. And I did quite well at that. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I would still do it, but I've done enough, but I loved it. And I would go out to some of the high-end flea markets and resell them. And I did quite well with that. And I loved it immensely because there's always opportunities for estate sales and garage sales where people are just, clearing out items and you can actually resell items. So I did that for a number of years. I really loved it, and I kind of miss it because I enjoyed meeting people when I get out and resell and see what people were interested in, and and I learned a lot too. I learned a lot about vintage items, and how to look and see what the year of items and when things were made, and if it's a chair, looking at a chair and the legs of the chair, whether they're Queen Anne legs, and it was fascinating. I learned a lot. So those are 5 businesses that you can establish, and be a freelancer. So those get your creative juices flowing here. And so I hope that's been helpful for you. You're not too old. You're experienced, you have skills, and you are ready. So you can start small and stay focused. And then you can always switch up too. If things aren't, well, let me try this, So there's so many opportunities out there, and I call it hustling, So the opportunity may not necessarily knock on your door. You have to go out and look around for it. But I wanted to kind of get you jump-started a little bit if you are interested in establishing your own business. So those are some ideas, and I hope that this has been helpful for you. My name is Maria. I don't even know did I introduce myself? I don't know. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment and let me know if this has been helpful for you. And if you want to run some ideas by me and, get my thoughts on it, or just tell me where you are in your journey in terms of starting your own business. I would love to hear from you, and I always get back to anybody who comments because I love my folks when they take the time to comment. So I hope this has been helpful for you. Remember, repeat after me. I am not too old. I'm experienced. I have skills, and I'm smart, and I am ready to go. All right. Talk to you later. And I will see you out there doing your thing because that's where I'll be. And I will see you at the top. Bye-bye for now.